Hello YouTube, this is Spider Jack Angel with Epic Horror Fans Film of the Week, and today's Film of the Week is none other than the remake of a 1973 movie, but however, this remake came out in 2011, and it's the film Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Now, I have never seen the original Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I know that you can order it on WB Shop if you want. It's basically a, self-made copy, and I've heard, pretty good things about the original, and when I saw this one in theaters, I was going in with high expectation due to the fact that I really like Guillermo del Toro's other works, such as Pan's Labyrinth and the two Hellboy films. And when I saw this film in theaters, I really did like it. Now, I do have a couple things I would say slightly negative about this film, but overall I liked it as a full package. The basic summary of this film, without giving too much away, is about a young girl who goes to live with her father, and her father basically just gets done restoring this old mansion with his girlfriend, played by Katie Holmes. And basically, the father wants to, show that he, just restored this mansion with all his business partners and everything like that. But however, there winds up being something else that lives in the mansion, you know, and basically that something that lives in the mansion basically wants to, this little girl. Now, it's not, 100% cleared why at first, but, us as a viewer know, why that is if you've seen the beginning of this film. Now, without spoiling anything in terms of what happened, I would probably have to say the parts that really work in this film is the first and second half of this movie. I think the first half, where basically you don't see the creatures basically are just, toying with this girl by talking with her and getting her into trouble by, giving her certain things. I like, that aspect of this film. And I also like the fact that during the first and second half, you really don't see any of the creatures. I mean, yes, the creatures, when they do attack a individual, it's basically a, very quick glance at them. But however, when you get near the end of the second half of this film, you do get a better, glance at these things, and that's where I think this movie kind of loses some people for the fact that, when you see the creatures aren't really anything too special. I didn't think the creatures were all that scary. I thought they were a lot more scarier when you didn't see them. And, the ending to this film may basically turn some people off as well. I mean, I actually really do like the ending of this film. If I was going to choose, in terms of endings, what I like, this film's ending versus Mama's ending, I think I would probably go for Mama a little bit more. But however, I like, this film as, Guillermo del Toro's, kind of like second outing doing a horror film. I mean, you could count it as actually his third outing because I believe he also had did the movie The Orphanage, and he also, did the movie Pan's Labyrinth, which could be also looked at as somewhat of a, horror fantasy here and there. But however, nonetheless, this is my recommendation of the week. If you guys have not checked it out, definitely do so. It's a very, good horror film with good special effects, and the only downside in the special effects are probably the creatures, but the environment wise is really good on this film. I think the acting, by the three main stars of the film, the little girl and Guy Pearce and Katie Holmes, is good as well. So yeah, definitely check this out. This is my recommendation of the week. I'm Spider Jack Angel. Thank you for watching. Hope everybody's having a great day, and please subscribe to Epic Horror Fans if you have not. Hello YouTube, this is Spider Jack Angel with Epic Horror Fans' second movie recommendation of the week. And today's second recommendation of the week is none other than the movie Phenomenon, done by Dario Argento, starring a very young Jennifer Connelly, who a lot of you probably know from Labyrinth, along with such films such as House of Santa Fog, Requiem for a Dream, and the remake of Dark Water. Now, the basic plot for this film, without giving too much away, is about a girl who basically gets sent to a boarding school because her father is a very popular actor. And since he's going to be away, he basically wants her to learn some stuff. So he sends her to this boarding school to, learn some stuff. And basically, this boarding school is one of those really strict boarding schools. You can't have any posters. You have to be in bed by a certain time. You can't leave the premises. Stuff like that. And basically, one night she accidentally sleepwalks out of the premises, and basically she doesn't know that she's sleepwalking. She thinks everything is in a dream. It's very surreal. And basically she witnesses one of the murders, and she falls off the balcony of the house that she was actually on top of, and then basically gets picked up by two jocks who think of her as just some crazy person, because the fact that they're asking if she's okay, but she's just panicking out due to the fact that she's just realizing that she's sleepwalking and everything. And she's like, "Get off me!" And then they toss her off to the side, and she's greeted by a chimpanzee who's actually a companion by the very late Donald Pleasance. And the conversation that Jennifer Connelly's character has, Jennifer, with Donald Pleasance is probably some of the highlights of this film, among with the fact that you find out that her character actually can communicate with insects. And basically Donald Pleasance's character, which is his character in the film, is a person who's very fascinated with insects, and basically wants her help to kind of solve these murders that have been occurring. Now, Phenomenon is basically all about build up. The first part of the film is all build up in terms of revealing about Jennifer's character along with these murders. The murders, when they happen, you never see who's doing it. It's basically almost like a mystery, for the fact that you always see in a first person perspective, and then you see the person get murdered, and the whole film basically, you're probably trying to jog who is doing this. I actually thought it was one person, then turns out to be a completely different person for his or her own agenda. And I have to say, the ending of this movie is very good. It ends on a very, very kind of fantasy type note. I mean, this film can be looked at as both a fantasy and a horror film and a mystery. To me, sometimes, you can't really cram fantasy, horror, and, mystery in there. A movie has to basically have enough of both in order for me to accept it to be in like those, three genres. And this film has very much enough of both of those genres that I could actually, see it being in both. So yeah, my second recommendation of this week is Phenomenon, and be back next week when I will do a special review of a film that I'll be receiving in the mail. For those of you that want to know what it is, well, you're just gonna have to come back next week. This is Spider Jack Angel with Epic Horror Fans movie recommendation of the week. Please subscribe to us if you have not. See y'all later.